Hey YouTube, JW. Got a contemporary auto knife I want to show you guys here today. It's a knife that I bought used off of eBay. It's a knife that I've been looking at for a while, and they were either went way too much money for them, or they're beat to shit, because this is a military issue switchblade, which is really cool. Anything military issue is always going to be a collector's item, so I'm just, you just have to think about that. But this year I decided I wanted to add a couple of switchblades to my everyday carry, so I picked this up. Got a real good price on it. It's the Gerber 06 Auto. Overall, it is in very, very good condition. Let's get this thing up here a little bit. There we go. Got the combo tanto blade, S30V. It's got a few scratches on it here. I actually did that myself when I took it apart. The only thing, the problem with this knife was the blade centering was a little bit off, which it still is, but it was like barely touching the side bolster, or the side liner on this side. You can see it's goddamn close to it now. I mean, it's right there. So I took it apart, which it was pretty easy to work on. That's as good as I could get it. So I've used it quite a bit, and it hasn't moved at all. It doesn't seem to be very bad up here at the top, but for some reason I thought maybe the frames were kind of put together, not perfectly square. So anyway, I took it apart and I kind of scratched it there a little bit, but other than that, it's really good. Knife works great. It's not an overly powerful spring, but it works good. Super beefy, heavy duty knife. Aluminum scales. I have seen this with the new ones they have a version with the G10 scales to make it a little bit lighter for the soldiers to carry. And I have heard people comment about Marines using this knife, a Marine issue. I've carried it quite a bit. It's a big bulky knife, and it weighs 6.3 ounces. So I always compare, for me, an Ontario Rat 1 is 5 ounces. Okay, so I just go from there, and for me that's getting a little heavy for a carry knife to carry all the time. So overall length is 8.5, blade inches, blade length is 3.8. This is the combo tanto. They also have a combo, I believe they're all combo edge, S30V, drop point. This knife design looks familiar because it looks like the fast version, like you might see at Walmart, clam packed. Gerber does that with a lot of knives. They have automatic versions of their regular knives, like the Convert, the Applegate Fairburn knife. They have that as well in both versions. It's about 4.8 closed up, and I like this knife design. I like the way it looks. Made in the USA. It's got the pommel there, heavy duty, lanyard hole. You can see the construction. It is set up for right hand tip up carry, but you could switch that to left hand tip up if you wanted to. Yeah, the newer ones I think you're going to find mostly with the G10. If you're looking for one of these, you can go down to KeyWestKnifeWorks.com. Steve sells them. Yeah, the ratings on this knife are very good. It takes a very good edge. It was sharp when I got it. I stropped it. I got it from a pawn shop, and so I'm thinking the person that traded this in may have been military, because the thing was completely full of sand. Every nook and cranny was full of sand. I blew it out with the air gun, and when I took the thing apart, you know, it was all gritty inside of here, and it still had sand in there. So I'm thinking that this knife was actually used and was military issue, which is cool. Another knife that I did a video on that I carry all the time is my Kershaw Launch 1. So these are pretty much my EDC carry blades, and you can see that they are similar in size, but this one is much slimmer, much lighter. So this is kind of like a streamlined slick knife slicer, and this is kind of like a Conan the Barbarian smash your head in type knife. It's a heavy duty knife. It's meant to be used hard. It's a hard use tool. Anything that is adopted by the military to be used, you know, is going to be tough. Think of it as the Mossberg 500 of switchblade knives. You know, this has the recessed button. This has a big giant button on it that you can operate in emergency high stress situations, oversized, gloved hands. That's why this knife is so big, is what it is. Now, I think it may come with a Gerber carrying case. I did not get it with this knife, so. But like I said, the price was right, and so it was time. Sometimes I'm behind, you know, there's probably a million videos out on this, but it was new to me up until about a month ago. And I've carried it maybe 10 times. And I really like it. I can highly recommend both of these knives. But really like this Gerber 06. You can see it doesn't have the, it ain't got the snap. It's the Launch. Here's the Gerber. But it's kind of a big lopping, you know, it's a big lopper. It's a big heavy duty blade coming out of there. So it would be very easy to, you see kind of serrated edge there. It'd be very easy to change out the spring, the coil in there if you wanted to. But it's good enough for me. As long as it deploys when I want it to, I don't give a shit how fast it comes out. So, yeah. Highly recommend the Gerber 06 Auto. Great knife. Never heard a bad thing about it. And if it's good enough for a Marine, it's good enough for me. So, I appreciate you guys for watching. Check me out on Instagram. And I'll catch you on the next one.